Right, so the other day I said I'd had a bit of a disaster with a trap. Well, I'll try and explain to you what happened. It's a bit weird. I'd set a squirrel trap up, and next to it, I'd set the squirrel trap up properly to catch a squirrel. Next to it, I'd set a coop trap. Now, I wasn't actually sure what it would actually catch anything. I just laid it down, chucked some bait in, and chucked some bait. Well, set the squirrel trap properly. And I thought, well, hopefully I'll get a squirrel, and if not, I'll take some pictures of the coop trap, you know, put on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, and then, you know, if there's nothing in the squirrel trap, I'll just take some pictures of that set. So anyway, so I did that, and that was probably around, say, lunchtime. So I went off, came back about 4 o'clock, and had found the entire trap had been kind of pushed about. All the earth around it had been completely scratched around, and all at the entrance and all inside it, pheasant feathers. And also the squirrel trap had been set off, but nothing in it. So my first thought was possibly a cat, like a pheasant had gone into the trap, and then a cat had come and tried to well, the cat had killed the pheasant, I suppose. That's what I thought at first, and then later on thinking maybe it could have been a fox, but the problem was it was getting dark. I wish I could have stayed and looked at the ground, but I had no torch. I couldn't look at the ground for like scratch marks or tracks or fur or anything. So maybe I can go back and have a look in the daylight, but I don't think it's going to work now. But it's one of those weird things where I kept thinking that that's one thing with a coop trap or any type of trap with a one-way door, that your animal can get in there, but if the door still opens inwards, if the door isn't locked, then other things can get in with it. And that's obviously what happened. I kept thinking to myself, I wonder if that'll ever happen. But then, you know, when you think to yourself, nah, it wouldn't. But obviously it did. So I'll show you now what I actually filmed at the same time. Right, so hopefully you can see this, but a bit weird. I set my pheasant trap up, put bait inside, bait down there. I also set my squirrel trap up, and that's gone off, but there's nothing inside it. And here you can see completely demolished pheasant feathers all over the place. And these wasn't here before, so I've set this, and all this ground wasn't disturbed like this either. You can see it there. See pheasant feathers inside, pheasant feathers there, all around. That's weird. So I reckon I've set it. It's weird. There's like scrapings everywhere. I reckon a cat has come and got inside there, because this is all, look, this wasn't like that either. Sorry, like that. That wasn't all lifted up like that. This was here. This has all been dug away, pulled away. So I reckon, I've seen cats, you know, house cats down here. Cat has got down here, got into that, and had my pheasant, or the pheasant, out of the pheasant trap. I don't know why this has been set off. Nothing in there, but that definitely, someone's been in there and got that pheasant out and killed it. That's one problem with this trap, is the pheasant can get in, can't get out, but any other animal can get in there and get your pheasant out. Okay, it's getting dark now, as you can see, so it's a bit too dark to really see where it's gone, but that's a shame. But I suppose one thing that proves that works, because, you know, there's all the pheasant feathers. I wish it was a bit lighter so I'll show you better, but I've got no time, I'm going to have to go. So, right, cheers for watching, I'll see you later. So as you can see, a fair bit of you know, like damage was done, everything was scratched around. The trap was actually lifted. So yeah, so that's the only thing with those type of traps, which are non-locking doors, or the cage would come down on the ground, probably would have been alright. Whereas that, it's got the hole going in, so any other kind of predator can just go in and get what you've got. Whereas those kind of traps work well with birds. The bird can't seem to find its way out, but mammal will find its way in and out. So also, so I suppose it could have been either, there is mink in them kind of places, so it could have been mink, fox, or a cat. I've seen cats there as well, house cats. So I may never know. I'll have a look next time I'm down there, see if I can see anything, any fur or anything like that. If I'd have set the trail cam, that would have worked absolutely perfect and would have filmed the entire thing, but I wasn't actually really intending to kind of, you know, do anything really other than catch a squirrel. So yeah, so that was my weird kind of disaster, and it's a kind of good lesson to learn for a survival situation or whatever, knowing that you can set your traps but other things can come and get them. And the funny thing is that I'd only been left for, you know, 3 hours at the most, and in that time all that had happened. Right, anyway, cheers for watching, I'll see you later.